everyone. My name is Utkarsh and I work as consultant engineer in Cisco, delivering value for a majority of customers from enterprise and service provider domain across the globe. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Google Developers Group, GDG West Sweden, for inviting me into this segment of ThoughtSpace. In this segment, we'll see about Internet, IoT world, and the security threats and vulnerabilities which it brings along with it. With the new advancements in technology and the internet world, lots of new products are being developed day in and day out and being consumed in the market. Not only this, along with it, multiple services as well are being delivered. As you all know, there was a time when internet was just serving people's need. Internet was by the people, for the people. Time passed by, and with advancements in technology, now internet has become a kind of weave or a mesh which connects even multiple products as well. So imagine a case, as a human being, how do we interact with other human beings? What are the elements involved in it? You have multiple senses, sense of sight, sense of hearing, smell, touch. That's how we identify individuals and interact in today's world, right? How these things are done in between the products via internet. Let me give you a quick example. Imagine this phone, right? It knows where I am. It can listen what I speak. It can find the way I'm holding it. It is always transmitting my data continuously on the web server. And not only this, it also has an eye. It can see me and capture things. That's all you need in a device to interact with other devices. It's just like another IoT device or an edge device which you have right in your hands. So like these, there are multiple examples of multiple products and edge devices which are being consumed by end users or multiple industry infrastructures. So with all these edge devices being connected via internet, you have your continuous data streams being sent to the internet. Good, it solves a lot of problem. Mobile, who doesn't want a handy mobile in their hand? It needs all their basic needs. You have a app to monitor your home temperatures. You have an app to monitor your video surveillance footages. You can make a call. You can ask Google to give some output results for your queries, right? Great. But with all these coming into picture, you also open more doors for security threats and vulnerabilities. Not only this is just a simple use case of a mobile phone being an end device for an IoT product. Like this, there are multiple products which are in the market and connecting all the dots to provide a service. And also with these devices, your internal data is being stored, traversed to a server, right? Now let's see a couple of other examples and use cases where this has been used and what are the security threats we have in consuming these end products. So as we discussed earlier, internet was for the people and by the people. Now in modern world scenario, with the new gadgets and products coming into market and also them being connected to the internet, they also have continuous streams of your private data. For example, your temperature monitoring thermostat, your room control sensors, your video surveillance cameras, your sensors in traffic signals, right? With all these coming into picture, continuous streams of data is being monitored and sent to the servers for computation and processing. With all these coming into picture, we have a clear scenario where it opens more security threats and vulnerabilities to end users as well as for infrastructure deployments. Let's take a recent example, which was in news as well, where the unethical hackers brought the DINE site down. DINE is nothing but like domain name service providers, which provides mapping for all these big social media handles, namely Twitter, Netflix, etc. Right? So it was majorly because of multiple DDoS attacks to their website. Any IoT product which has their website or the web portal as the end user interaction portal, that their capacity depends on number of users it can handle at a particular frame of time. Now, they have already been designed to handle multiple user access at the same time. But if you increase or I should say, if you unethically increase the number of fake users trying to access the same website, then it increases the load on the website and brings the website down. So that was the scenario of multiple DDoS attacks on the Dyn website, and it resulted in a huge loss as well. So as you can pretty much clearly see that with these new products, advancements coming into picture and all the facilities which they provide to us, it also opens new doors for security, monitoring, as well as vulnerabilities. So as it is being produced by companies and used by our end users or consumers, it is the responsibility of both of them collaboratively to take measures so that security best practices are being followed and your data is maintained with integrity, right? If you see clearly, what are the major steps which can be taken or standard security best practices which can be followed to make sure that all these security threats are mitigated or reduced at source? First being authentication. A lot of IoT products which are being manufactured and delivered to the customer endpoints, most of them have default admin passwords, be it admin or admin password. These are the default passwords which no one ever bothers to change just for the sake of quick implementation and setup, right? So that needs to be taken care of. Debug. None of the debug ports should be left open to access, even though it is on a very unfamiliar port, because even that can be cracked with the help of brute force mechanism and multiple other algorithms. Encryption. All the credentials which are required for getting access to a particular server or a web portal, whether it be an end user device or a infrastructure deployment, all of these needs to have encrypted passwords. None of them can be stored in a clear text format without having any encryption decryption algorithms. Privacy. For all these privacies, the customer data which is being stored, that should, even an unethical hacker has access to some of it or all of it, he should not be able to access or know what is my current location, what is my current surveillance footages, right? So with all these privacy issues coming into picture, it should be monitored and only metadata should be tracked. Web interfaces. If any of the IoT products that have a web portal as their end consumer interface, right, it should make sure that all the security measures have been taken in those cases in terms of multiple DDoS attacks, cross-site referencing, SQL injections, and all, right? Not only this, all these end IoT products should have a proper mechanism for installing the upgrades, the patches for these security vulnerabilities, which come time to time with all these devices. So if you see the overall picture, right, it's not only the responsibility of the developers of these products to make sure that these security standards and best practices are followed, but also for the consumers as well, who should make sure that they are using only those products which have all these security best practices implemented. They need to be aware enough to check about this and implement the same in their network infrastructure. So guys, as we just now saw, that lot of new products and services are coming into market day in and day out. No denying to the fact that indeed IoT is a boon for mankind. But we should not forget the fact that with all these facilities and services, it also opens up multiple doors for security threats and vulnerabilities. So, as a consumer, we as well as the developers both needs to make collaborative efforts to make sure that all the security best practices are followed for most of the devices and the end products, whether it be ranging from your smartphones as a simple use case to your most complex scenarios like a video surveillance cameras. In all these scenarios, your data needs to be protected, encrypted, and maintained with a privacy. Right? So I would like to conclude by saying a quote which a great philosopher once said: if you reveal your secrets to the winds, if you reveal your secrets to the winds, you should not blame of them being exposed to the trees. Thank you guys. I hope you liked the video. You can reach out to me on my Twitter handle @joinutkarsh, and you can also reach me out on LinkedIn. Thank you.